Hey, morning folks, and welcome to Germany. Big country Germany. We're going to be here for about 3 weeks, I think, getting across it. And somewhere I've never been. So looking forward to seeing what Germany's got to offer. It's still grey, it's still freezing, but we're still very happy to be back on the bikes. Let's go Germany, let's see what you got. Hey folks, so first lunch in Germany. Been to the supermarket. What we got, Deb?
We've got some dark coloured bread.
Oh, pumpernickel.
Yeah, which even the assistant wasn't sure what it was, so hopefully that's going to be okay. Weighs a ton, so we need to get rid of it. And fromage, oh, we're in Germany, I'm not sure what you call it, but Ches.
Raschhaus, na.
Yeah,
Nature.
And we have an apple, so I might have a bit of apple on my cheese. And some jam. Oh, we'll be fine. And oh, the trusty flask.
Perfecto.
Yeah.
Oh, let's eat. Right, round this corner, ladies and gents, we should find the River Rhine, which is going to take us quite a way down through Germany. Here we go, the River Rhine, folks. Oh yeah! That's the River Rhine, Debs. What do you reckon to that?
That is a river and a half. Hooray!
Look at that, folks, the River Rhine.
Oh.
Not quite sure which way it's flowing.
It's going that way, and we're going that way.
Overtaking a boat here, look at this. Flying down here now, going upstream and all. Beautiful day for it, beautiful day. Fickle finger, jackpot. Hey, right folks, as we overtake another boat, this time a tourist cruise ship, we're entering the portion of the River Rhine that is a World Heritage Site, UNESCO World Heritage Site, another one off the list, for all its castles and heritage, and it's looking pretty good already. Look at this. Hey, well, lunch spots go, all right Debs?
It's very, very nice, yes, thank you.
Look at this. Got the bikes up there, picnic bench. There's the first of our castles. And there's a nice map of the World Heritage Site. And we're going right from where we are up there near Braubach, all the way down the river to Bingen and beyond. So this is interesting. Not quite sure what it means, but these triangles the ships use for getting around the corners in this really bendy bit of the river. It goes from like triangles to lines to all different things. Look at this. Coming right through the middle of Frankfurt here. Look at this. Lovely city. Lovely city. So we've come to see an upside down house, and here it is. Look at this crazy place. What is this clicking? Is it the bottom bracket? No. The pedals? No. Bottle cages, cables? No. Oh, hang on. It's a bloody broken frame. Oh hell, that's serious. Well folks, 48 hours after the disaster, that was a cracked frame. The Debs and Tom machine has come up trumps. 48 hours, right? There is a new frame. New chain set, new bike essentially. We've got the same racks, same bars, new saddle. Chain is a belt drive. And look, Tangler's still there. Cannot believe we pulled it off.
This is the man.
Yeah, this is the man. What was your name again, sir?
Zoltan.
Zoltan.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Zoltan and Velomomba have saved our lives, man. 48 hours this has been achieved. It's remarkable, isn't it, Debs?
It's brilliant.
Thank you so much. Look at that. And we're going to go and say goodbye to the old bike. Oh my lord, look at this. Oh, that's kind of sad to see. Jesus, look at that. Bye bye tooth. Yeah.
Yay, yay.
At least like a dentist, this carries me with me.
I could after that.
Zoltan, man, let me say thank you again.
No problem at
You
all.
are a genius. Much appreciated.
Have a good ride.
Oh, thank you. Yeah,
Jeez, look at that, man. I cannot believe it. See you later, bike. Thank you. Thank you for what you've done. But time is over. Time is. Thank you. This is our.
What's your
this is
YouTube
our-
channel?
Yeah,
Yes.
there's a sticker, so you can.
Okay. That's cool because there was this young man. He did a practica here
Oh,
this
yes,
week. Yes. And he was wondering, wow, around the world, and oh, what's their names? And I should ask. And okay, I'm going to watch that too. So
Brilliant, yeah.
keep
Cool.
in contact.
And we do a film of this too. I'll get one more picture of the bike. Woo! Quite emotional.
Yay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you so
I
much.
believe that.
Yeah, and
Wow.
we're still only halfway around. We've got another 3 years to go. Whoa, look at that lot.
What a collection.
Holy moly.
With repairs, I guess it's just always busy. Yeah, never stops. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what you have a very mild winter, so the winter.
So-
4 year, yes.
Yeah.
You
So,
got that charm,
like
yeah.
for example, right now we have like 4 weeks
Waiting. Yeah.
waiting.
That's why we appreciate this so much.
Yeah.
Like to come in like yesterday and now we ride away tomorrow.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how much it means.
Yeah.
Like, because we were like shocked yesterday. Is
Yeah.
that like, yeah, it's only 48 hours since we found out that frame. Like, creak, 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 creak. I thought it was the bottom bracket. And this is a cool feature. Look at this wall of old Brook saddles. And the old saddle, it's about had it. There wasn't much left on the old extension. So it's going to join in Würzburg, the wall of Brook saddles. What about that then?
Mind blowing.
First day on the new bike, leaving Würzburg, heading to Rothenburg. I know I haven't pronounced them very well, Nina, but there we go, down the river. Here's down. Right folks, so we've come to Rothenburg, which is like an old walled city, medieval city. Mainly I've come for a story about a guy who drank a gallon of wine, which I'll tell you about in a minute. But look at these walls, man. This is the way into the city. We were going to come on our bikes, but we hit the campsite early, so we're here for a look at this. And this is the way into the city, look at that. Yesterday we timed it impeccably. We got to the campsite a little bit early. Campsite down there somewhere, which meant we could have a look at Rothenburg last night. And it was amazing. But now we get to look at it again because it's on our route. So we're climbing up this rather steep hill to see a very, very beautiful medieval town. Again, let's go. Woo! And what was especially good about going up there last night without the bikes was we could have a good walk around and walk up the city walls. Because one of the problems with having the bikes is you're reluctant to leave them in a public space for very long, you know, because it's all our belongings on the bike. If it gets nicked, we really are screwed. But we got to see it on foot and by wheel. And here we go. So this clock tower up there, we filmed a bit of it last night. Debs gave a bit of a documentary, but we didn't film it by mistake. But it's a good story. I'll put a link onto the Subscura page. But it's a mare after my own heart. 1631 was it, Debs?
1631.
The Catholics came and sacked the city, and there was this. The leader of the Catholics said he was going to kill everybody in the city and sack the whole place, burn everything down. But then they gave him some of the local wine, which softened his.
He gave him wine, and he set the mayor of the city a challenge. If he could drink a whole gallon without pause, it wouldn't kill any of the inhabitants and stop harming the city. And the mayor did. And so ever since then, they celebrate him every year and every day, every hour at this clock.
Well, that was stunning. That is a recommendation if you're ever in Germany, or just come to Germany to see Rothenburg. It is insane. It's like travelling back in time, like to a film set or a fairy tale. Well worth a visit. See you later. Hey, look at that, folks. It's not often we get one of these. I think we earned it. A tailwind. Yeah, baby. Ha ha! So we've invented ourselves a little song to cheer us up in this headwind. Debs,
Okay.
ready? 3, 2, 1. Today we cross the Danube, the Danube, the Danube. Today we cross the Danube, tomorrow we ride along. And again.
Today we cross the Danube, the Danube, the Danube. Today we cross the Danube, tomorrow we ride along.
Yay! Come on, Danube, where are you? And just as we were singing about it, here it is, the River Danube. And this is quite a thing, because we're going to follow this river, maybe not all the way to the sea, but a long, long way. So I don't know how big it is now, but I know one thing, it's going to be a lot bigger by the time we leave it. Let's go and have a look, the River Danube. Now the reason we're crossing the Danube and going up and down a load of hills is because we're going to Rothenburg to see a brewery and a very fancy tower which hosts a thing called the World of Beer, which sounds to me like my idea of heaven. Fortunately, a bit like the brewery that makes Hercule Stout, it's closed. Here this time of year, we're very early, only open on a weekend, and today's Tuesday, I think. But we'll have a look at the tower. Let's go and see what it looks like. Here we go. And there it is, the tower, the World of Beer, look at that. So here's a cool tradition in Belgium and Germany. When someone has a baby, they'll stick a great stalk outside the house with the name and the weight and everything on. Look at that. And that one is twins. Fantastic. So there it is. I think they call it the Humpwasser Tower after the architect from Belgium. But beer garden too, but it's all shut. Oh well. Hey, and here, ladies and gents, again, and this time we're going to ride down it rather than over it. It's the mighty Danube. Here we go. Right folks, time for an update to the Danube Song because we're riding down the Danube. So Debs, 1, 2, 3. We're riding down the Danube, the Danube, the Danube. We're riding down the Danube, tomorrow we do the same. And one more.
We're riding down the Danube, the Danube, the Danube. We're riding down the Danube. Tomorrow we'll do the same.
Hey! Look at this weather, folks. No more grey clouds, no more headwind. Debs,
Oh, it's glorious.
look at this. Look at this. River Danube, you're looking well. Woo! Tell you what, campsite food has never been this good. Look at this. Beetroot salad, seed bread. Debs, you've pulled off a miracle here, I'd say.
Grated broccoli, grated carrot, tin of beans. You chopped up the beetroot, and some nice sauce, and then that lovely seeded bread we bought the other day, and some cream cheese on it. We've got got some protein, got some nice mix of colours and flavours. Yeah, good tea, especially as we haven't got any gas.
Another cracking lunch spot. Jackpot again, I'd say. Debs, what about it? Look at that. Beach, Danube, lovely bread and vegetarian spread. Oh, living the dream, Debs, there.
Fantastic.
Now, I've seen it all now for bike maintenance stations. Normally, you get the old pump, some tools, but here we've got a Schwalbe inner tube vending machine. What do you reckon to that, Debs?
I'm loving it. Even got our size.
Yeah?
Yay.
And here's two of my favourite things, cycles and beer. Look at this. How cool is that? Well folks, that was Germany. That's it. Over that hill, that's Passau, the town we're just leaving. And I believe that that hill there might even be Austria, but we've got a few more miles before we cross into Austria. But hope you enjoyed that. This is definitely an interesting place. I think the highlight for me was Rothenburg and all that medieval town. But what about you, Debs?
Yeah, I mean, I loved that. I loved so many of the towns where they hadn't spoilt them. They'd done a really good integration of old and new. But for me, it was the people. Lovely warm showers. Yay.
Yeah, they were good. See you in the next film in Austria, folks.